once the referee just checks that everything's in order, and we're about to get underway here at Plainmoor. And off we go. Well, Torquay United in truth probably need a victory to keep their title aspirations up, and it's them immediately trying to come forward down the Yeovil's left hand side, but cleared away there easily enough by Wano. Williams gets a throw, it's a low ball across and put out for a corner there by the backtracking Whittle. Newbley's got it, looks for Murphy. Murphy does find it on the edge of the box. It's a good ball through to Newbley. Murphy goes down, but Newbley gets in there and pokes it home, and we've played 23 minutes here at Plainmoor. It's a little give and go between Newbley and Murphy. Newbley takes possession in the box, pokes it home. Torquay United 0, Yeovil 1. Young, the man who's causing problems, finds a little bit of space. A good ball through there, a good chance for Yeovil, but it's just poked wide. Dean Moxey tries a shot, just wide of the post. Good shot there from Moxey from fully 30 yards. Low Everton will just stroke it back to Wano, and his low ball there's a good one. In here again comes Low Everton towards the edge of the box. The shot comes in, and Sonny Blue Low Everton has doubled Yeovil's lead. United failed to shut him down, and from 25 yards with the right foot. 34 minutes played here at Plainmoor. Torquay United 0, Yeovil Town 2. Here's a chance, can they get one back here? A really good chance for Torquay, the keeper's out, but incredibly Brad Ash, with no goalkeeper in goal, he took it round him and shoots over the bar from 16 yards. Yeovil, and they will see this half out, of which there is just 15 seconds left of, if the referee adheres to the 2 minutes additional time. In fact, he doesn't even allow the 2 minutes additional time, and the boos ring round Plainmoor. Asa Hall gets his first touch. Can he create a little bit of space in the box? He can. Gets it back to McGavin. Merlow shot! And Brett McGavin has got Torquay United back into this one. It's another fabulous strike from the edge of the box from McGavin. We have played 60 minutes here at Plainmoor. Torquay United 1, Yeovil Town 2. It's going to be Young again, with the left foot from the left hand side. Corner comes in, up go the heads, it's a header there, and it's Jake Hyde who heads it into the far corner. It's a fabulous header from him in truth. We've got 21 and a half minutes left here at Plainmoor. United 1, Yeovil 3. Dean Moxey's long left-footed clearance, the referee stops as if he's going to blow the whistle. He does put the whistle to his lips, and Yeovil Town have come here to Plainmoor and shown Torquay United exactly what it's going to take to win this league.
I've never ever gone into any game hoping to lose. So the priority on Saturday is, of course, the trophy. And sometimes these other competitions give other people an opportunity to show what they've got and put themselves in the fray for a regular game in the league.
Right, let's take you across to your first half commentary then. All frequencies, BBC Radio, Devon Online, BBC Sounds and the BBC Sport website. Can Torquay United gain a modicum of revenge for their league defeat against Yeovil when they take them on in the FA Trophy this afternoon? Let's find out now as we join your commentary team at Plainmoor. Dave Thomas from the Torquay Weekly, who's alongside Paul Mulhern.
Well, thank you very much, James. Good afternoon and welcome to everybody. And we are literally just about to take kick-off here. It will be Yeovil kicking off, hitting from right to left as we look at it. I will run through the sides when I get a chance. A few changes for either side in truth. And it's Yeovil already trying to go forward. And immediately, Dave, the first thing that comes to mind is Dylan Crowe is playing on the left-hand side today rather than the right-hand side. So that's an interesting one. We will go through the teams for you in a minute as Yeovil have a throw-in midway inside the Torquay half. It's thrown forward, looking for Low Everton, who managed to hold it. He's now got a chance to get it back, but good play there by Dolan, and a good tackle by Dolan. But he does concede a throw-in as I'll quickly try and run through both sides for you. For Torquay United, well, they've thrown a surprise already, as Dylan Crowe is lining up at left-back today by the looks of it. And it's against him that Jordan Young, who's won a foul for Yeovil, He had an absolutely fantastic game here. I'm joined by Dave Thomas from Torquay Weekly. Dave, Dylan Crowe against Jordan Young. How do you think that's going to play out?
Well, Gary Johnson and Aaron Downs obviously had a look at Jordan Young running riot in the league game down here and decided that they've got to get some help over on that side for Dean Moxey and his 37-year-old legs. And Crowe is the man given the job.
I think with Young cutting inside so much as well, perhaps Crowe being a natural right footer might help abate that slightly, but I have to say that would cause me the fear, to be honest. But it is going to be the left foot of Young with this free kick in towards the Torquay box, but it's cleared away there by Torquay, and Dylan Crowe gets on it, looks for Williams just on the halfway line, finds Crowe again, and United trying to build for the first time this afternoon, but slows it down a little bit to Dolan. Nice little turn from him coming into the Yeovil half. He's got De Silva over here on the right hand side, and acres of space. De Silva, he could get through on goal. Chance for De Silva to get a shot away, and Torquay United have got a dream start, and it's Dylan De Silva. In less than 2 minutes he received the ball on the right hand edge of the box, drove inside, and with the left foot he stroked it past Day in the goal. We've only played 2 minutes here at Plainmore. Torquay United 1, Yeovil 0.
Goal absolutely made by one of United's new loanees, Callum Dolan. He beat a man wide on the left-hand side in his own half, drove infield, looked up. De Silva was completely unmarked out on this left side. Whittle hadn't managed to get across to him. Found him with a great diagonal pass. He cuts in past Whittle and buries a very accurate and well-struck left foot shot into the bottom left-hand corner. United 1-0 after 1 minute and 50 seconds.
Well, everything from a Torquay perspective was right about that goal, Dave. I've still not even a chance to get through the teams. I will quickly as we await kick-off. Torquay line up with Lovett in goal. It looks like a back four of Donlan.
No, I think it's a 3-5-2.
I think it is. Yeah, just trying to see Crowe's sitting so deep there. It's
De Silva is playing right wing back, and Crowe will play left wing back.
Yeah, he's just pushed out from there a little bit. And fair play.
McGavin will play in his usual sort of anchorman role in midfield, with Williams and Ash up front.
Yeah, indeed it is.
That's how it looks to me, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, McGavin certainly screening those defenders, as you said. So it's a back three, just as Yeovil try to come forward. It comes to the left-hand side here to Whittle as he's trying to get past Ryan Hansen. Hansen goes in and pulls him down, and well, the referee seems that not to be a free kick there. Little shove on the back there as Brad Ash trying to get in, but Staunton just gets a little bit fortunate to keep possession there.
Interesting that the pitch, which is in fantastic condition,
I was going to mention
considering the amount of rain we've had, caught both Staunton and Ash out there. Staunton appeared to have that ball under control. Suddenly his feet went from under him. Ash tried to make the most of it, and he too went to ground. So yeah, conditions difficult.
They are indeed, as the ball comes forward. It's been quite an all-action start of the game, Dave. I've still not had a chance to read the teams out, but it's with right centre half Sean Donlan, just strokes it into Tomlinson. He's got Moxey in space across, who he finds, and Dylan Crowe out on that right touchline there, just strokes it back to Moxey. I like Crowe's involvement in that goal as well, Dave. He was getting himself involved, and it's him now coming up towards the halfway line into the Yeovil half. Again, De Silva in absolutely acres of space out here. I've no idea why Yeovil are leaving him so free, as McGavin turns one way then the other. That comes through. Can Williams get on the end of it? But no, good defending by Idahan, making his debut for the Glovers today in their back line, and they will now try and come forward, and Dawes has it heading towards the left hand edge of the Torquay box. Donlan trying to show him outside, does show him outside, just gives him a little nudge back out the box and gives De Silva a chance to double up on him, but it does come back, and it's going to be Whittle with a chance to put it in, which he refuses, and Dawes then gets it back to Low Everton, one of the scorers here in the league game. And Low Everton's pass, I beg your pardon, it's not Low Everton's pass, it was Orr's pass, goes to nobody, and now Brad Ash trying to make a nuisance of himself, but between Staunton and Idahan they managed to clear that back to, or get it back to the goalkeeper.
It's a long stud day, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed it is, Dave. So again, I will try and go through the lineups for United as Rhys Lovett in goal. Big bonus there for United, a back three of Donlan, Tomlinson and Moxey. Dylan Crowe at left wing back, goal scorer De Silva at right wing back, Brett McGavin just shielding the defence. Hansen and Dolan are the two more forward midfielders, and it's Brad Ash and Theo Williams up front. Good to see Brad Ash having a great day at Havant last week, not just a goal but a superb assist as far as I'm concerned as well. Yeovil line up with Day in goal, a back four of left to right, Whittle, Idahan, Staunton and Bell, a midfield two of Low Everton Oars with two Dawes and Young push further forward in the widest areas. Jordan Maguire Drew will sit in the number 10 position, and Jake Hyde will be up front on his own, but I've got a feeling that Young or Dawes from either side will support him if indeed Maguire Drew doesn't. But what a good start we've had here on BBC Radio Devon Sport. We've not even played 7 minutes and Torquay United are already 1-0 up. And I can just see, Dave, over on the pop side that they've actually cordoned off the last quarter of it, shall we say?
Yeah.
So that the fans can't get and sing and
sensible.
Yep, tell each other how daft one another is. Some of the Yeovil fans trying to create a little bit of atmosphere, or perhaps taunting them might be a better word, but that's not going to be a huge issue today. Sensible decision by the club as Oars just strokes it back to Staunton, and he will find Bell on the right hand side coming into the Torquay United half. United get everybody behind the ball at the moment. Low Everton's got it. Ryan Hansen there already taking a dunt to the nose. He's standing beside us, or in front of us should I say, not beside us, that would be a bit strange, but he's got some cotton buds up his nose there, and his shirt covered in blood. He'll now be going on with no number on his shirt, as the referee refusing to let him back on. That's what the boos are for, as the ball goes down the left hand side from Idahan looking for Whittle, but it goes out for a throw into Torquay United, and Ryan Hansen will come back on. The referee having a check on him. The referee saying, well, he's asking a question about the shot, but they had a spare shot.
Took a bang in the nose.
He did, he had a spare shot, Dave, just not one with the number 7 on it. And it's going to be a throw in that Donlan will take deep inside his own half. And it comes towards Hansen, but it does take a deflection off of Dawes, and Torquay United will have another throw in further up the park. We've played 8 minutes just over at Plainmoor. United 1, Yeovil 0. Have to say, I wouldn't have thought too many people would have put too much money on United getting in front so early, but that's what's happened. And now Staunton finds Bell on the right hand side, and Yeovil will try and come up. He just dinks it in towards Jordan Young. Well, Dave, I thought he was majorly impressive here the last time, and I see he scored a hat-trick against Farnborough as well, so a young man on an absolutely fantastic run of form. I'm surprised they played him, but I did speak to some of our colleagues from Yeovil, and apparently he's got a suspension for the next league game, hence why he stays in. Good luck, Torquay. But at the moment, he's not been as involved as he was, as Yeovil again trying to come forward, and Whittle has it on the left hand side, dinks it forward, but Donlan just about does well there and gets in front of Dawes, and does well to get it to Hansen, who strokes it back to Lovett, and his clearance is a little bit fortunate in finding Dolan, and he then finds Williams. Decent hold up by Williams, but he's eventually outnumbered, but Hansen will get it. Doesn't give it to De Silva. He's now got movement to his left hand side to Dolan again. Good tackle there though by Jordan Young, to be fair to him. Not too happy with some of the Torquay United fans, but in truth I thought that was a good clean tackle. One. That was indeed, Dave, and he gets it forward to Maguire Drew, a man who I think most people would have thought was going to be a regular starter for Yeovil. Personally believe he's on pretty big money up there, or down at Yeovil, but he's been struggling to get into the team after the first few games of the season, and it's now Brad Ash on the left hand side. Dylan Crowe in support. Ash comes in, dinks it in, looking for Williams. It goes over the head of the defender. Williams held his run a little bit there, and Day punches it out, and eventually Whittle completes the clearance, and United will have a throw in front of Yeovil manager Mark Cooper down this right hand side, which, well, Donlan doesn't take that anywhere near where it went out. He's actually stolen yards in the wrong direction. Gives it to McGavin, back to Donlan, back to McGavin, and he just strokes it back to Lovett. Lovett, well, thought he might have taken a little bit of time there. It's an early clearance, up go the hedge. Donlan's beaten in the air. McGavin should get onto that, and he does, and he finds Dylan Crowe, and now United have got space down the left hand side. Dolan is going to offer more of that if Crowe can spot him, which he does. So Dolan's now got it, not the best ball by Crowe, and then a really silly tackle there by Bell, and Torquay United, after 10.5 here at Plainmoor, have a free kick, or do they? Well, he's
But United have started off at a much higher tempo than they did the league game, that's for sure.
Yeah, sorry, it's a throw-in. I was convinced the referee pointed for a free kick there. It's not, but Dylan Crowe has a throw-in. About, well, just roughly on the 18-yard line, gives it to Hansen, back to Crowe, and he has got Dolan behind him. And Dolan dinks it towards the edge of the box, and again a header there from Staunton. It wasn't the most convincing header, and it'll go all the way out. And Torquay United, I believe, will have a throw-in.
Must have been close to a corner then.
I thought that was clearly out there, Dave, but
there
obviously I'm not there. But to be fair, Dylan De Silva has collided with, I don't know who the defender is it Whittle that's down there? And he's taken a bit of a knock into the advertising board, so let's just hope that he's okay first and foremost. The referee standing over him, he's moving at least. I think it's Whittle, Dave, I can't see any numbers.
Yes.
The left back it is. Well, let's just hope he's all right. There was absolutely nothing that I could spot that was malicious or even slight ill intent in it. But Whittle has went down there. I think he has taken a bump off the board in front of the Woolings end. Fairly well populated with Yeovil fans again today. I don't think they've got as many as they did in the league game, but maybe more than I was expecting, because I know they've got a lot of seats in the bench A and B sections. And the Yeovil physio getting over there and just looking to see if there's any movement on their bench, because Whittle, hopefully not from his point of view, might not be in the best position. Asa Hall, Lewis Collins, Philip Chalupniak, Callum Thomas and new signing Archie Harris are the substitutes for Torquay today. And on the bench for Yeovil is Matt Worthington, Alex Fisher and ex-Gull Sonny Cox, ex-Terloney, Charlie Cooper, Frank Nubley and Rhys Murphy.
Pretty strong bench that is, isn't
it? Well, I did say a couple of people, Dave, beforehand, even if Yeovil do put out a, in quotes, weakened side, it's still going to be a side that would challenge well up at the top of this league. I was highly impressed with them, I have to say, and the referee's going to let the game go on here without Whittle. And it's a throw-in from Donlan, which is taken to De Silva. It's now on the edge of the box again with De Silva, trying to get past 1 and 2. He does just about that, tries to come inside, but he was well handled off the ball there by Idahan, making his debut, and Yeovil clear it. And at the moment we are going to be playing against 10 men of Yeovil here. Torquay United as Hansen comes forward looking for movement. De Silva's dropped a little bit deeper, poor ball by De Silva. Hansen does keep it in though, and then flicks it onto Donlan. Donlan looking for movement, but maybe chooses a wrong ball there. He looked for Ash rather than Williams when he perhaps should have done the latter. And a chance there for Dolan. Well, Dolan comes forward, just nudges, I think that was Jordan Young off the ball, Dave. The referee did blow, to be fair, but he wrapped that into the net from 20 yards. And well, I think Young's got a little bit fortunate to get the free kick there, but to be fair to the referee, he made that decision quite early.
He dwelt on the ball a little bit, which is what you're referring to, and got robbed. But well,
it looks like
Callum Dolan did a definite foul in as he went in to make the challenge.
Whittle, I think, looks like he's going to be all right. He doesn't look to be moving that freely. He's standing down by the corner flag. Hopefully, from his point of view and Yeovil's point of view, he is okay. It looks like he's holding his back. I think it's just a knock rather than...
Well, the way De Silva has started the afternoon, Whittle probably knows he's going to be in for
a
fair old 90 minutes, doesn't he? So might as well get him right.
He's holding just above his left hip by the looks of it, Dave, but
yeah, I think he's okay.
I think he'll be moving reasonably freely within a couple of minutes, which is good news for him and Yeovil. As we've played just over, well, coming on 14 and a half minutes here at Plainmoor, and Dylan De Silva's robbed him and is heading in towards the right edge of the box, but his pass to Ash was poor at best. I don't think he realised how much time he had there, and then Ryan Hansen goes in and brings down Oars, I think it is. And Yeovil will have a free kick, but I don't think De Silva took the right decision there. Davey should have just driven in like he did with the goal. He was in space.
Very poor cross, wasn't it?
Well, I don't even know why he was
neither one nor the other, and feeding at this young loanee, Duncan Idahan, on loan from Bristol City. He's had a fairly torrid start, hasn't he? He's got to get his brain in gear, because United's pacey forwards, Williams, Ash and De Silva, are always looking to put Yeovil under pressure and get in behind them, and that's what's been happening.
Absolutely. It's a long ball bouncing into the Torquay box. Donlan does well enough, need to get rid of it. tries to get rid of it, but Dodge stops that, and Torquay will have a throw in.
But that was a real chance, wasn't it, for De Silva to follow up on his earlier effort, and he just didn't drive for goal as you'd hoped he would. And then when he decided to cross it, it was so weak and so poor, it stood no chance of reaching Brad Ash.
From our vantage point, Dave, it looked like his choice was drive into the box completely unchallenged, or trying to find Brad Ash, who had 3 men around him, and he bizarrely took the latter option. But listen, as I said, always easy up here, isn't it? I'm the best player in the world when I'm sitting here, Dave. But
BBC Radio Devon here this afternoon. We just lost our link to Torquay and Plainmoor at the moment. We'll be back with our team there, Paul Mulhern and Dave Thomas, soon. But let's just join this commentary with our colleagues at BBC Radio Somerset, Ian Randall.
Territory since then. Hansen, as he pushed in the back there. Referee says no foul, but it will be another Torquay.
OK, I think we've got a few problems with the lines then at Plainmoor, because our colleagues at BBC Radio Bristol have had problems as well. We'll be back at Plainmoor as soon as we can here on BBC Radio Devon Sport. Torquay United leading Yeovil by a 1-0. Brilliant start, by the way, to that game for Torquay. 1-0 up within the opening minute. Let me just bring you up to date with some latest scores for you. A bit more hope now for Wales in their Euros qualifying away against Armenia. It's Armenia 1, Wales 1, with 54 minutes on the clock there this afternoon. And a handful of games being played in League One. Of course, no match for Exeter City today. Their game against Peterborough postponed due to international call-ups. In the matches, though, that are taking place, Blackpool 0, Shrewsbury Town 0, and Stevenage 0, Lincoln City 0. So not much to tell you about in League One at all. In League Two, though, plenty of goals at Meadow Lane this afternoon in the lunchtime game. Notts County 4, Bradford City 2. That's full time. And just 1 goal in the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Mansfield Town 1, Newport County 0. OK, we can take you back now to commentary of Torquay United and their match against Yeovil. Let's get back to Paul Mulhern and Dave Thomas.
Thank you, James. Sorry, I think our colleagues from Somerset are having difficulty as well here. I've got a feeling that maybe the club and the club stuff here, but as it stands, it's still 1-0, although Torquay did have a good chance just as we went off there, as a shot from Hansen was well saved by Day. But just to confirm here on BBC Radio Devon Sport, it is still Torquay United 1, Yeovil Town 0. We've reached the 18-minute mark here, and in truth, Torquay United have been, well, Dave, is it fair to say United have been in top, yeah?
Oh yeah, definitely. Rhys Lovett hasn't had even close to a save to make, and Joe Day, the Yeovil Town goalkeeper, has just made an exceptionally good save from Brad Ash to stop United going 2 down.
Was it Ash that had the shot?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was Hansen, actually.
No, Ash.
Oh, again, United threw De Silva down this right-hand side, trying to get in. De Silva does really well, skins his man, puts a low one across, but beaten away there by Idahoe at the near post.
Had to be a better cross than that, didn't it? De Silva looks so dangerous. He's obviously United haven't got Jack Stobbs. He's one of 9 players who are unavailable today. Just underlines United's ongoing problems in that direction.
Pre-match, Dave, that he's actually picked up a little knock. Stobbs, as Dolan does well, gets a low one across Idahoe and again gets her away.
So De Silva has a big chance to step in for Stobbs this afternoon, and he's made a good start in many ways.
But it's now Young coming forward for Yeovil all of a sudden. It's as he heads towards the edge of the box looking for movement, but he can't find the runner. Sonny Blue, Everton and Dylan Crowe does really well, and now Dolan has got United on the move. He's looking to go through the channel for Williams, who does do really well to get in front of his man there. It's out to the left hand side. United looking for movement in the box. Good ball to the far edge of the box to Dylan De Silva. He's got Hansen behind him, 2 against him. De Silva just dinks it forward there, looking for Ash. His shot's attempted, but Idahoe does well on this occasion. And after 20 minutes here, almost at Plainmoor, it's Torquay United 1, Yeovil 0, and United have a corner.
Really pacey attack then. Theo Williams getting in behind the defence on Dolan's pass, setting up Ash. Ash crossfield ball, and to De Silva on this right-hand side, and he's forced another corner in front of what Plainmoor regulars will know as the Babbacombe end.
Yeah, and as well, as you mentioned, Jack Stobbs not in the team today, so it's going to be young Dolan that takes this dead ball. United look like they're going to attack it mainly from deep. I think it's Ash up beside the goalkeeper and it comes towards the back post, but it's way over hit again and straight out for a goal kick. And well, this has been a frustration in truth, Dave, of Torquay United's season. Usually Jack Stobbs.
Well, he isn't always perfect with them, is he?
No, well, not even close.
But no, I'm surprised that McGavin, I suppose you probably want McGavin on set pieces in and around the edge of the box, as we've seen on 3 or 4 occasions this season. He just comes onto things, doesn't he? And he strikes the ball so well from the edge of the area. Otherwise, you'd want him on the corner. He's probably the best dead ball kicker.
Apologies again for just breaking off for a couple of minutes there, but I promise you it's not the BBC who are doing this, as my colleagues beside me from Somerset are still struggling to get dialed back in. It's but we shall hopefully go through the rest of the day without too many problems, as Hansen picks it up in the midfield area, strokes it out to De Silva on the halfway line down this right hand side. De Silva, it's a poor ball to Donlan, but he's going to get a little bit lucky there as it comes off Maguire. Drew,
you do wonder at times, Paul, don't you? De Silva's got all this natural talent, but you wonder what pictures he's seeing, and the passing options from time to time, because
well,
he does get it wrong.
There's a chance for Brad Ash on the edge of the box, tries a left foot shot, and that doesn't go too far wide. Actually, good little link up between Williams, who did well, and Brad Ash, but he can't keep his shot on target and just goes past. 22 minutes gone here at Plainmoor on BBC Radio Devon Sport. United 1, Yeovil 0.
We've been mentioning Ash and De Silva, but Williams, he is certainly giving Yeovil all sorts of problems with his pace. There's up front.
Hefty challenge there. I think that's Dolan. Is the referee going to show him a yellow card here, Dave? Staunting the recipient of the tackle, and the referee already saying to him, listen, young man, that's not the first. He's pointed to a couple, so I think
last warning.
Absolutely, I think Dolan. Dolan there lucky to not receive a yellow card, and I believe that we are joined by the listeners of Bristol and Somerset. Good afternoon to you guys. I promise you your commentary team are doing all they can or tried their best to get back online. It's not their fault. There is a problem here, I believe, with the equipment at the ground, but welcome along to BBC Radio Devon. I'm Paul Mulhern. I'm joined by Dave Thomas, and at the moment we are probably surprisingly watching Torquay United 1, Yeovil 0, and in truth it's been a deserved 1-0 lead, but as it stands, Yeovil coming forward. They've got, that was a poor ball there. Well, Dawes
offside.
Yeah, he picked a ball up from Jordan Young there, and I'll be honest, Dave, I didn't think that was offside, but the linesman's paid to do these things and I'm not.
It's much better place than we are,
He was
Paul.
Indeed. That's poor from Dawes there. In truth, at the moment, for Yeovil fans listening, so far your team has not offered much. They've been on a fantastic run. I think it's at 15 straight victories at
14.
the moment. Is it not 15? I thought they'd done early.
No, 14 straight wins. Yeah.
Well, regardless, it's a fantastic run of form, and I have to say, Dave, and I'm not just saying this because we've been joined by their listeners, but they were highly impressive in the league match here on Tuesday night, or last Tuesday night. 3-1 was probably an unfair scoreline to them. They absolutely wiped the floor with Torquay for most of it, in my opinion.
It is significant, isn't it, that players like Worthington, Cox, Cooper, Newblay and Murphy are all on the bench this afternoon. Mark Cooper has made 7 changes, I understand, from the last league game where they beat, is it Farnborough 4-2?
They did indeed, yeah.
To go, 11 points clear, something like that? Or was it 9?
9, yeah.
9 points clear, and 13 ahead of the goals. And even though the season's only a third old, that's already looking like quite a lead to pull back, isn't it?
I'm not saying this literally, Dave, but if Torquay win this league above Yeovil, I'll pay for the celebration banquet, to be honest. I just don't see it happening at all. It's, as I said, I think I was speaking to our BBC colleagues, Ian Randall, a name probably familiar to quite a few of our Radio Devon listeners. I was talking to him before the match, and truthfully, Dave, I actually think Yeovil would be putting up a pretty good fist of getting into the playoffs in the National League. never mind the National
Well, the only
League
thing
South.
is, Paul, that I hear what you're saying, and we were both here and we saw that game, and it was a comprehensive win. But I without repeating myself, I do think that United contributed big time to that outcome, because they simply didn't lay a glove on Yeovil. They stood off them and waited the ball to come to them. And if you do that in lower division football, you might as well stay at home. You've got to get in people's faces. You've got to close people down. Obviously, you can't tackle like you and I used to watch tackling 20, 25 years ago. You can't. But it doesn't stop you putting opponents under pressure, forcing them to give the ball back, to lose possession. And that's what you have to do in lower division football. It's not a chess match, is it? And United simply stood off Yeovil that day and let Yeovil pass their way through them. Absolutely. And it could have been 4 or 5 in the end.
Well, as I said, for me, Jordan Young was absolutely outstanding that evening, and I actually think that Gary Johnson, I think most fans would have went Dylan Crowe, first game of the season at left wing back, bad idea, but Jordan Young as a player who tends to go in, well, doesn't tend to, he always goes in on his left foot from the right hand side, and I've got a feeling that not just for the pace aspect of it as well, but perhaps Gary's realised that and said, you know what, listen, Young's still a good player, but it would be easier. Dylan Crowe being a natural right footer over there might actually be beneficial today. Time will tell.
I think the prospect of Jordan Young running at Dean Moxey, as fine a player as Moxey still is.
Just to confirm, Dave, sorry, absolutely. There's no action going on as Ryan Hansen was down for treatment there, but we're just about got underway.
So he's brought Crowe in on the left hand side, who's much quicker, and Mr. Young will have a couple of people to run past instead of just one.
Well, so far, as I said, it's looking like Torquay have, well, in my opinion, got the upper hand as Young comes all the way over to this side. He was fouled there eventually, but it is a free kick which they take quickly, and they now have space through Bell down the right hand side. Dylan Crowe out of position, but he's got back over there and he's slowed Bell down, and Bell comes back to Low Everton in the midfield. It's again Yeovil trying to come forward, but Low Everton forced back, gets it inside to Oars, but Hansen, the man that's been in the wars so far, forces Maguire, Drew back, but Yeovil now beginning to keep possession. Good little ball there to Dawes, nice little turn by Dawes, heading towards the edge of the box, tries a shot, excellently saved by Reece Lovett in a Torquay United goal, and that is by far the best moment for Yeovil after 28 minutes here at Plainmoor. And it'll be a corner from the right hand side with the left foot of Jordan Young. Good stuff from Yeovil, good shot from Dawes, but Lovett does well to turn that round the post. The Yeovil fans, Green Army, the chant I can hear coming from that end, it's going to be the left foot of Jordan Young. Everybody almost in a 6-yard box. It's a deep one towards the back post, up go the head, but it's a little bit too high and goes harmlessly out for a goal kick.
That was a big chance for Idahan from the lad on loan from Bristol City. The ball arrived at the far post, just never took off. There's a good corner by Jordan Young, following a wonderful touch and turn from Will Dawes. Left 2 Torquay players standing, took a stride or two, 22 yards out, something like that. Left foot drive, and Lovett had to take off to tip the ball round his left hand post.
He did indeed, his hands.
You're listening to BBC Radio Devon. Apologies, we've lost our link to Plainmoor once again this afternoon, and our colleagues at BBC Radio Bristol having the same issue, so we can't take you across to their coverage either in this instance. But let's just bring you up to date then on the latest football scores from around the country at the moment, and indeed around the world. In European Championship qualifying, it's still Armenia 1, Wales 1 in that match there this afternoon. Of course, it's a crucial game for Wales. They need a win, really, and then they also would need, if they get the win today, they would then need another win against Turkey next week to qualify automatically for the finals. So big match today, but of course there's still a lot and long way to go for them to make it through to the finals of Euros 2024. In League One, Blackpool have taken the lead against Shrewsbury. Jordan Rhodes with a penalty there at Bloomfield Road in the 19th minute, giving the Seasiders the lead against the Shrews in that match there. Shrewsbury, of course, a side that Exeter City hoping to catch towards the wrong end of the League One table, it has to be said. And the other game in League One, Stevenage 0, Lincoln City 0 is the latest there. League Two scores, Notts County 4, Bradford 2. That's how it finished at Meadow Lane at lunchtime today. Elsewhere in the 3 o'clock games, Gillingham 1, Salford City 0, Harrogate 0, Swindon 1. Swindon taking the lead in that game. Amazing goal there from Young to put Swindon ahead in North Yorkshire. Mansfield 1, Newport County 0, and Tranmere Rovers are leading 1-0 against Sutton United. In the EFL Trophy today, Wycombe Wanderers, they've beaten AFC Wimbledon by 1-0. And in the National League, Dorking 1, Boreham Wood 0, Eastleigh 1, Altrincham 0, Ebbsfleet 0, Oxford City 2, and York City 0, Hartlepool United 2. Those are the latest scores for you there. Tell you what I'll do while we're waiting to go back to Plainmoor. I'll go through the FA Trophy scores for you in the second round. AFC Tottenham 1, Haventon Waterlooville 0, Alfreton Town 1, Macclesfield Town 1, Banbury United 0, Nuneaton Borough 1, Bishop Stortford 0, St Albans City 1, Bracknell 0, Horsham 1, Chippenham 0, Basingstoke Town 1, Cray Valley Paper Mills 0, Hampton and Richmond 1, Curzon Ashton 1, Matlock Town 0, Dover Athletic 2, Weymouth 0, Farsley Celtic 1, Radcliffe 1, Frome Town 1, Worthing 0, Harborough 0, Chelmsford City 1, Redditch United 1, Rushall Olympic 0, Scunthorpe United 2, Darlington 0, Spennymoor Town 1, Mickleover 0. It's Torquay, as we know, 1-0 up against Yeovil Town. Great start there for Gary Johnson's side, ahead within the opening minute of the game. Weston-super-Mare 0, Cray Wanderers 1. Those are your latest scores from BBC Radio Devon. And we'll be back at Plainmoor very soon. Sorry we've lost our link to Plainmoor. We hope to be back there very soon here this afternoon. But it's so far so good for Torquay United, who are hoping to make it through to round 3 of the FA Trophy. Half-time, of course, coming up in around 15 minutes from now. We'll also have updates for you on what's going on in the Western League Premier Division. Buckland Athletic against Millbrook this afternoon. And we'll go to the Rectory as well and tell you a little bit more about what's going on for Devonport Services against Launceston today as well in South West 1, sorry. So we'll see if we can be with Paddy Marsh in just a few moments' time. Tomorrow, our coverage here on BBC Radio Devon Sport is of the Exeter Chiefs. The Chiefs men, they're at home against Gloucester in Rugby Union's Premiership. Chiefs have had an amazing start to the season, particularly at home. Maximum points from home, nothing on their travel. So it's another home game for Rob Baxter's side tomorrow. And we've got coverage of that match for you on BBC Radio Devon and BBC Sounds from 2 o'clock. And if you're listening online on the BBC Sport website, we've also got coverage for you tomorrow of the Plymouth Argyle women who are in FA Cup action. They're at home against Ilminster Town women for you tomorrow. And we've got second half commentary of that game from Home Park on the BBC Sport website. So our weekend of sport continues. But let's go now to the Rectory. Devonport Services against Launceston. Let's find out what's been going on in this one with Paddy Marsh.
We are 7 minutes into the second half at the Rectory Field, and Devonport Services have got their noses just in front. They lead by 13 points to 11. The visitors were first on the scoreboard when winger Ben Bryant went over in the corner for an unconverted try, before Services got their first points with a penalty from in front of the post, kicked by fly half Kieran Down. The Launceston winger Dan Pearce kicked a simple penalty to make it 8-3 to Launceston, before Services got themselves level just on half-time when number 8 Matt Gregory finished off a catch and drive. Services have started the second half on the front foot, and they've got a second catch and drive try, this time hooker Aidan Taylor going over, before Launceston hit back with a penalty from Dan Pearce. So we're now 8 minutes into the second half. It is Devonport Services 13, Launceston 11.
It certainly sounds there from where you are, Paddy, as well, that the crowd are really enjoying that entertainment on the pitch today.
They're very vocal, as you probably heard. particularly the people sitting behind me.
Yeah, that's what we like, being treated to a very good game of rugby by the sounds of it. Devonport Services against Launceston. We'll be back with Paddy Marsh soon, BBC Radio Devon. This is James Vickery with you county-wide across Devon and also on BBC Sounds and the BBC Sport website. We hope to be back at Plainmoor for you very soon for our commentary of Torquay United against Yeovil in the FA Trophy second round. Torquay United leading the Glovers by 1-0 at the moment, and apologies that we aren't able to link up with our commentary team at the moment. There are one or two technical issues at Plainmoor this afternoon, which are also affecting broadcasts for our colleagues at BBC Radio Bristol as well.
Drums, bass, guitars, and vocals. The Golden Hour.
Everything we love about the songs we grew up with.
Weekdays at 1.
BBC Radio Devon. BBC Radio Devon.
Sport.
With James Vickery.
3:35 BBC Radio Devon. We will be back at Plainmoor very soon. Once again, apologies that we're not able to bring you our first half coverage of Torquay against Yeovil at this very moment with Paul Mulhern and Dave Thomas from the Torquay Weekly. We're just working on that behind the scenes here at BBC Radio Devon. Torquay 1, Yeovil Town 0. That's the good news this afternoon. Latest scores for you from around the country as well. League 1, Blackpool have doubled their lead at home against Shrewsbury Town. So Blackpool, who are hoping for, well, reaching the playoffs at the very least, I think would be their objective this season. They're ahead against Shrewsbury, a side that are struggling alongside Exeter City at the wrong end of the table. So it's not a bad result, bad scoreline for Exeter City at the moment. In the other match involving Stevenage and Lincoln City, it's Stevenage 0, Lincoln City 0. We'll be back at Plainmoor as soon as we can here on BBC Radio Devon. Let's see if we can get an update on what's going on in the Western League Premier Division today. We're at Homers Heath for Buckland Athletic against Millbrook. The very latest now from Peter Smith.
Well, this is a remarkable game this is turning out to be, because the current score after 35 minutes is Buckland Athletic 5, Millbrook 0. It really is a walk in the park against the side who are bottom of the league without any points so far this season. And to add to things, Millbrook have had a man sent off after 15 minutes. But just to go through the goals, Jared Lewington with a hat-trick in 3, 29 and 34 minutes. Ryan Bush in 10 and 19 minutes. Scarcely got time to look up from Buckland pouring forward again to describe what actually happened with the goals. As for the sending off of Millbrook, well, it was a horrible tackle. It was late, it was high, and the player concerned, Marley Crack, well, was he speak? Oh, we nearly had a 6th goal there from Kieran Bridger, who shot just skimmed past the post. In fact, it was expected it'll go for the corner, but it really is one-way traffic here. It's almost men against boys or a training match. It is Buckland Athletics 5, Millbrook 0.
Yeah, and it sounds like those home supporters, Peter, are really lapping that up this afternoon.
Well, you say that. It's almost got to the stage where they're politely clapping. I mean, we had some applause when Millbrook got a corner. So one-sided this is. But to be fair, I'm sure people will have heard the interview I did with Dan Hart, the Buckland manager, earlier, and he recognises that Millbrook are a side in transition who've got a lot of young players there who are giving it all, but basically they're being outclassed at the moment. And he asked his players to be ruthless, and Buckland Athletics players are being exactly that, ruthless.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, Peter. Peter Smith there with an update on what's going on Buckland Athletic against Millbrook. Hopefully back at Plainmoor soon. Sort of got to that point where not much else to do apart from play you some top tunes on BBC Radio Devon Sport. This is Take That Lulu. I've actually just frightened myself. Take That Lulu, Relight My Fire. I said late 90s. 1993. 30 years ago. How did that happen? Still sounding great today. On a fairly sort of dank grey day across Devon, isn't it? Take that, Lulu. BBC Radio Devon, James Vickery with you. Hoping to get back to Plainmoor soon with our coverage of Torquay United against Yeovil. We've got technical problems at the ground, which means we're unable to bring you our coverage of that as we would like, and it's also affecting our colleagues, our good friends at BBC Radio Somerset as well, so we're not even able to bring you their coverage of the game either. Approaching half-time at Plainmoor. We'll see if we can bring you a half-time report soon. We'll be with Peter Smith, Buckland Athletic against Millbrook, and in the rugby, Devonport Services against Launceston. Right, let's take you then back to Plainmoor. Second half coverage. Torquay United against Yeovil. Let's rejoin your commentary team. It's Dave Thomas from the Torquay Weekly, who's alongside Paul Mulhern.
Yeah, thank you very much, James, and let's hope for a stress-free second half in the commentary box, never mind on the field, but it's at the moment things back to normal again. Apologies for dropping out on a few occasions there, but neither team's out at the moment, James, so maybe they're trying to go and get them to fix them, as it were, but no, I think with the overrun of the first half due to a couple of injuries, obviously the second half will kick off just a little bit later. I will run through both sides for you before the teams come back out, or at least how they started in the first half. It was Lovett in goal for Torquay United, nice to see him back. A back three of Donlan, Tomlinson and Moxie. Dylan De Silva, today's goal scorer, was playing right wing back, and perhaps surprisingly Dylan Crowe making his first start of the season at left wing back. Brett McGavin was shielding the back three when Dolan in front of him, and Hansen, I beg your pardon, Dolan and Hansen in front of him, and Williams and Dash up front. For the visitors today, they have made quite a few changes, but quite still a very strong team, it has to be said. It was Day in goal from left to right, a back four of Whittle, Idahan making his debut, Staunton and Bell. A midfield four of Low, Everton and Orrs being more central and deeper, and Dawes on the left and Jordan Young on the right. Maguire Drew just behind Jake Hyde up front as Torquay United come out for the second half. Well, I think after watching the league game here a couple of weeks ago now, when in truth Yeovil, quite frankly, were by far the better team, here come Yeovil as well. It looks like Gary Johnson and his team have learned a couple of lessons, and it has to be said that the action that we could follow closely, it was quite fairly obvious to me. I'm sure that Dave would agree with us that Torquay were the better side and probably did deserve to go in at the break by 1-0 again. Just a reminder, that goal came after just 2 minutes, or just before it.
Without a shadow of a doubt, Paul.
Fair, Dave.
Yeah.
I think
United should probably, on the balance of play, and they brought a fair bit of quality to it as well, haven't they?
Yep.
Should be more than one up. Now, whether they will pay for that later on, we'll see. The Oval bench looks ominously strong, doesn't it? Should Mark Cooper choose to use it.
It does. We're still waiting for the officials to come out here. Gary Johnson, Aaron Downs in their dugout. Mark Cooper heads towards his. Here come the officials. The referee can't see any sign of any substitution for either side. So both managers prepared to go with as it was. I'm sure Mark Cooper probably wondering what's going on here a little bit, but to be fair, Torquay United's home record has been pretty decent, although they have suffered a couple of the 3 defeats actually here in truth, well, 4 actually if you count the cup, but they're a team that don't tend to draw too many games, Torquay, Dave. And just a reminder to the listeners, despite me speaking to the referee beforehand, it told me penalties would be after extra time. Penalty kicks will take place if it's level after 90 minutes here, so we can let James
That's
and Alan etc.
Mr.
They'll go home.
Sorry to butt in, Mr. Ablett. Gary Johnson and Aaron Downs were pretty vocal in their opinion of one or two of Mr. Ablett's decisions in the first half, and as he went to go back out on the pitch, he had quite a long chat with both of them, presumably to say, look, whatever you think of my decisions, I'm in charge, and
keep it to yourself,
basically. Exactly, don't make me book you.
It will be Theo Williams as Torquay United get underway, hitting from right to left in their yellow and white home shirt, blue shorts, white socks. Yeovil in their all green pinstriped top and shorts actually, and the green socks as well. And it's Donlan comes over the halfway line down the right hand side for United. He finds De Silva in front of him. He'll just stroke it back to Donlan. Already Yeovil getting into defensive position off the ball as De Silva almost loses that there, but he finds McGavin. McGavin turns away from Maguire Drew, looking for movement up in front, but that's a very ambitious ball from McGavin, and it will go all the way through to Day in the goal of Yeovil, but immediately he puts it out to Bell on the right hand side. But good reading there by Moxie. He comes out to stop Young getting it. Moxie heading towards the Yeovil goal. He's got, is that Ash there? It is. Good little trick by Ash. Nice there by transfer, low cross by Crow, but it's intercepted by Staunton, and Yeovil just about get that clear, and do actually get it clear, and now Jordan Young on the halfway line will come forward for them, but Brett McGavin comes across and does what he's there to do. Just make sure no pressure comes on his defence, and Yeovil will have a throw in which will be taken by Zach Bell just in front of us here. He gives it away, well, throws it, and McGavin gets a toe in, up goes ahead of Hansen. He wins that, but I think it's going to go out. No, Ash does, I beg your pardon, Dolan does reasonably well there to keep the ball in play, but it now finds itself back in the Yeovil's goalkeeper. Left-footed clearance. Hyde comes off the defence to try and get that, but well, there was 3 Yeovil players around about that there, and none of them seemed to know what the other was doing. And immediately, well, the referee, Dave, after 90 seconds of this half, he's kind of looked at Lovett and said, make sure you keep this game going there. A little bit early for that, I thought, and it wasn't even like the ball was out of play either.
There we are.
Dylan Crow has it in front of us. And Staunton gets in to take it off the toe of Ash.
Let's face it, I think the only thing that United really lacked in the second half was a second goal.
Yeah.
Now, whether they will, live to regret that, we'll see.
As Dylan Crow comes scampering forward, tries to play the ball in a little channel to Williams, but good reading there, in goal by Day, and he comes out. Dave, Dylan Crow's a player I don't think too many Torquay fans will have his posters on the wall, shall we say, but I think today I have to give credit where it's due. In a very unnatural position, he's done pretty well so far, hasn't he? Let's hope he keeps it up.
And that little run forward just then, he was looking, and United have been looking to do this, and it's really refreshing.
Yeah. Well, actually, United have nicked it off the Yeovil midfielder there, and Brad Ash goes up the left wing. He's got Williams in the box, he's got Hansen behind him, but that's Maguire. Drew gets back there, and he does about keep it in. Thought that went out for a corner, it doesn't. His clearance will be brought down by Brett McGavin quite well, and he finds Crow on this left hand side. Crow again looking for movement, which he finds through Dolan. Dolan dink ball out towards the right hand side, superb, looking for De Silva. He's got Donlan behind him. Donlan dinks the ball into the box, but that'll be cleared away easily enough by Idaho.
Can't understand why Donlan didn't have a shot. He scored a spectacular goal here, didn't he?
He did indeed.
A couple of weeks ago from that sort of range, and he went for a cross, and it wasn't a very good one anyway. He might as well, just
more time
in from the corner of the area, might as well have had a crack from there. Absolutely. It was a really good build-up.
And it's now Williams that's got it for Torquay. He finds Dolan 25 yards from goal, comes back on the right foot, tries a low shot! And as they did in the first half, Torquay United have got an early goal in the second half, and this time it's the right foot of Dolan from 22 yards into the far corner past the despairing Day. We've played 49 minutes here at Plainmoor. Torquay United 2, Yeovil Town 0.
Really sweet strike by Callum Dolan. He's had a really good game as well coming into the side. We commented on Gary Johnson's decision to select him, and that's the second goal that United didn't get in the second half, as we were just saying. Theo Williams cut in from the right hand side, slipped it to Dolan. He still had 2 or 3 players in front of him. He had a jockey to his right hand side. They didn't close him down well enough, and from 22 yards he's drilled a right foot shot past Joe Day's right hand and into the bottom left hand corner. 2 real good strikes we've seen from United this afternoon, and in the 49th minute they're 2 up with a change. Ryan Hansen was in the wars a little bit in the first half with nose and hip injuries, and he's now been replaced by Asa Hall in United's midfield.
He has indeed, Dave, thank you for that. And I also have to give credit to Dolan there, Dave. He did really, really well to create the space on the edge of the box there, or just outside the edge of the box, should I say. He just had it on, it looked like he was heading left, but he turned back in on the right foot. Little bit of space opened up, he's seen the gap, and as you said, his shot precision placed right into the bottom corner, and all of a sudden Yeovil's long, well, I wouldn't say unbeaten run, but long winning run is now under serious threat here, as Gary Johnson's Torquay United side have risen to the challenge. And perhaps, Dave, well, I don't want to go too early as it were, but could this change the mentality about the club? Because I don't believe that a single Torquay fan came here today believing they were going to win this one.
Well, look, we have to bear in mind that the team selection, don't we? Mark Cooper has made 7 changes from their last league game. United, well, they couldn't even dream of making 7 changes. No way. They're not that well off in terms of personnel and their terrible injury list. So they're more like the team that's been playing in the last couple of weeks. But that doesn't take anything away from the attitude that United have shown this afternoon. Just watching the play for a moment.
Yeah, gets it to Young, put over to the left-hand side to Dawes. Thought Young might have took a shot there. Dylan De Silva pushes him back a little bit. Good play there by him. It's back to the left-hand side now to Whittle. And again, Yeovil trying to get down that left-hand side, but good covering there from Dylan De Silva. And he concedes a corner, but he did stop a dangerous cross coming in. And Jordan Maguire-Drew will go over to take a corner. Sorry, Dave.
No, that's it. Just, you know, United have attacked this game in miles higher tempo than they did the league match. And they're 2 up. The scoreline's their reward for it.
Absolutely. Here comes the left foot. Maguire-Drew's corner. Goes Lovett, and he gets it in the second attempt. Excuse me. Dave, I think, well, at the moment, listen, there's still 38 minutes plus any additional time to go, but at the moment,
plenty of time.
I think Torquay United fans are thinking to themselves, where's this team been all season then, because it's not just a 2-0 scoreline, it's been a pretty decent performance as well, I have to say. As Brad Ash gets it on the right hand edge of the box, he's got De Silva beside him, who he gives it on the right touchline. He comes back into the goal scorer Dolan. Little step over from Dolan, looking for more space. Brilliant from Dolan on the edge of the box, tries a low shot. Well, he did everything spectacular there, Dave. A little step over, well, it was a roll back with the left foot, took it with the right foot, superb from Dolan, but for some reason his shot ended up more like a pass back. He maybe seen a gap at the post there, but he didn't hit it hard enough.
That was quite a move by him, wasn't it?
It was excellent from Dolan, in truth, apart from the shot, as now Dylan Crowe has it, finds Asa Hall. Little give and go, and immediately though Bell is adjudged to have fouled Dylan Crowe, and Torquay United have a free kick just on the halfway line. Dylan Crowe going down. I've got a feeling that he's going to be absolutely fine, though I didn't see too much in that. But again, well,
I think it's interesting that one of the big pluses for me this afternoon, Paul, is that nearly every time United have got people on the ball, we've seen them too often this season playing sideways and backwards to try and keep possession. They've always been looking to get these young, quick strikers in.
Asa Hall's got it. He tries a shot. Good save by Day. Asa Hall finding himself in space on the edge of the box there, and a good save by Day. It's cleared. Don't love it. Again, clears it up. Asa Hall's offside. He can't go for it, so it's going to be headed away there by Idahan. And just that come up.
To get these young strikers, just to finish off, and I'll shut up then, to get these young strikers in behind the Yeovil defence. It's something we haven't seen for a very long time, and this season. They've got the lads to do it. Williams is quick. Ash is pretty quick. De Silva's quick. And United are looking to get them in behind the Yeovil defence. First time we've seen that for quite a while.
Dave, I've been saying it all season and last season in truth as well, as Jordan Young picks up on the left-hand edge of United's box, force wide though. He comes back in and just about controlled by Sonny Blue, low Everton. He's got Staunton behind him and now back up to Young, but he gives it away, and Dylan Crowe launches it forward, and Williams might have got in for that, but Yeovil get it away, and Whittle will try to build for them. We've played 54 minutes just over here at Plainmoor, 2-0 United. And again though, it is Dawes from the left-hand side trying to create something, but United fairly well organised off the ball and forcing Yeovil most of their passes are going backwards at the moment. And
they're being forced back.
Yeah, absolutely. Good off the ball play from Torquay, Dave. Idahan coming forward looking for the halfway line. He finds low Everton, skips away from Dolan, passes past McGavin, and now Yeovil have got men up here as Maguire-Drew runs towards the edge of the box, tries a shot just up and over. Good attempt there from Yeovil, and a little warning to United that they are not even close to being finished here yet. 55 minutes gone here at Plainmoor. Torquay United 2, Yeovil Town 0.
Credit to Yeovil then. United were doing the high press, which I mentioned just then, but Yeovil were good enough to keep the ball and eventually play through United and get Maguire-Drew, who's playing in a sort of a number 10 role just behind the strikers now, onto it. He made ground and from just outside the box put a right foot shot just over the angle of post and bar, and I don't think Rhys Lovett would have
don't think he was getting there, Dave. No. Maguire drew a very tricky little player. As United again trying to build, but good defending there by Iden. But Asa Hall might sneak in there, and he does, and he finds Dylan De Silva heading towards the right edge of the box, gets across in looking for Williams, but good strong defending there by Idaho, to be fair to him. And Torquay United have a corner kick. Well, Dave, is this, sorry, cliche alert, but is it this the next goal's the big one in this game?
Is what, sorry?
The next goal will be a huge one in this game.
Well, yes, absolutely, of course it will. Look, I think it's worth mentioning every single United fan in this ground would rather have the 3 points that were on offer 11 days ago than this. But it certainly is doing nothing to harm their morale and confidence.
Here comes Dolan's corner. It might break the back post. It did to Tomlinson, but his attempted shot was missed, and then that goes over the head of Crow, and Yeovil have a chance through. Maguire drew to break here. Jordan Young offering support, but United getting a lot of men back, to be fair to them. Feeds it out to Dawes on the left hand side. Good tracking back by De Silva. Dawes coming inside. Finds Maguire, drew again, but well read there this time. Well by Dolan, but don't be trying to be too smart there. He gives it away by trying another one of those step overs. And now a chance for Yeovil to come forward through Sonny Blue. Low Everton just inside the Torquay box, but United get a foot away and clear it, but only to Staunton, and Yeovil beginning to build a little bit of pressure here on United. Ball in towards the edge of the box again there. I think this is Lowers that's got it. Back out to Maguire, Drew. Little give and go. Maguire, Drew will try a shot, but again, well, I think the irony of the cheers of the crowd, you probably heard Errol let you know about that from the 18-yard line, and it's went over not only the bar but the stadium. And we will have new balls, please, Dave.
Yes, no, never threatening the goal that, but pretty good build up there from Yeovil. They're not out of this yet. And as we were saying before, Mark Cooper has plenty of options, and he's already about to use one of them.
It's going to be
Sonny Cox, I think.
Number 19, it is. Sonny Cox is coming on. I would take a guess that it's going to be for, well, it's for Jordan Young, actually. I'm a little bit surprised about that. Well, I have to say, Jordan, I'm not too disappointed to see the back of you from a Torquay United perspective.
Well, he's had a great run, hasn't he, recently? And he's still only a young player. I'm told, did you mention it earlier, that he might be suspended for their next match?
He is suspended, that's allegedly why he played today.
That may have informed that decision a little bit.
Yeah. It's, well, they brought him in from Chippenham, to be honest. I don't know how he went unnoticed. I thought he was outstanding on the Tuesday night game here, Dave, to be honest with you. I know that he scored a hat-trick against Farnborough the other day, although I did see an interview with the Farnborough manager, Dave, and I'm not sure 4-2 was a fair reflection on that if you take his word for it, but then again, he's going to say that as Dolan tries to head it on when he could have easily brought it down there, but it's now Cox with his first touch. He's come out to this right-hand side. Another man that's not shy getting amongst the goals, to be fair, on loan from Exeter, if I'm not mistaken, Dave. It's now a throw-in down to Williams, but he's surrounded by three players. But Torquay United, well, everything's biting, and Sonny Blue Everton right in his ear of the referee there. I'm not sure who it was that committed the foul there. Was it Dolan?
Dolan,
it was, and he's right in the ear of the referee, pointing fingers. This is how many he's done. Well, maybe you should concentrate on playing rather than refereeing. As again, Owers tries to get Yeovil coming forward. It's now back to Low Everton. It's out to the left hand side to Dawes. Low Everton continues a run, but good tracking back by Callum Dolan, and he concedes a throw-in, which will be taken midway inside United's half as we head up to an hour played here at Plainmoor. Ball thrown to the edge of the box to Jake Hyde. Nice little give and go, but Tomlinson sticks a leg out, gets it clearish for Torquay, but Owers picks it up, goes again to the left hand side. Jake Hyde drops a little bit deeper again. United just flooding the midfield a little bit, and McGavin then plays a long ball looking for the runner. Williams in behind.
That was a great pass, wasn't it? My goodness.
And it's now De Silva who should pick that up. He does well. De Silva gets it back to Hall. Crow's over on this left hand side in space, but Hall doesn't realise that. Brad Ash flicks it looking for Williams, but Staunton read that well and goes back to Day.
Again, forcing the Yeovil defence to turn and try and get Williams in behind them.
Oh, that's a rough challenge there, I thought, by Hyde on Donlan, but the referee decides nothing untoward, and Yeovil will try to build its back to Owers, becoming quite busy in that midfield for them. He comes over to Staunton and Bell's to the right of him, who he finds he's got Cox in support on the right hand side. Bell but choosing not to use him at the moment. Comes back inside to low Everton United, a little bit short in the middle there. As it comes back to Maguire, Drew, he's looking to try and fashion a shot, space to fashion a shot, comes back one way then the other, finds low Everton again, nice play to Maguire, Drew, they're in the Torquay United box, he's got Bell on the right hand side, but Dean Moxey doesn't allow space to get the cross in. Maguire, Drew, good little turn, Crow claiming he fouled him. I thought that was a foul, but the referee says no, and now Bradash can break for Torquay United down the right hand side, he's over the halfway line. Yeovil trying to get people back, it's a low cross in, but a poor one in truth from Bradash there. But he's won it back again fairly inside the box. Bradash tries to turn inside his man, but Idahan, who had a shaky start to the game, Dave has grown into this, and he dispossesses Ash and Yeovil through low. Everton trying to build, and it comes out to this right hand side. Staunton got it now, it's Bell again up to the halfway line, and it's Yeovil coming forward. He's got Cox in front of him. Will he use Cox this time? He does, but Cox already surrounded by a couple of players, but finds a little bit of space. Nice little ball in there to Hyde, who'd run offside. And after 62 minutes here at Plainmoor United 2, Yeovil 0 in this FA Trophy match.
Well, even we could see that was offside, Paul, and I can't believe that Jake Hyde is having a go at the linesman. We could see it was so obvious. He insists that he went past the last man. He was already way beyond him when the pass was hit. And here comes
the booze
Frank Nublet, former goal striker from last season.
Well, I wonder if this will be for Maguire, Drew. No, it's actually not. It's for Dawes.
I think he's done okay today, Will Dawes.
Yeah, well, I wonder if it's going to be a change of shape, certainly in the final third. Nublet.
Well, we all know where Nublet is going to play. Although, funnily enough, even though obviously he's a old-fashioned target man centre forward, really, he dropped deep into midfield quite a lot in the
he did indeed,
and played as a sort of false number 9, didn't he?
Not only that, Dave, the one thing that I noticed about him more than I didn't when he was here was the pace of the guy was frightening. I think I said to you at one point, where did he get that from? It was but then again, he made about a 50-yard sprint and then broke down again. I don't know, he tweaked something, but he's certainly a danger, if maybe not for his goal scoring, out and out goal scoring, certainly. As Dolan nicks that off, Staunton United coming forward down the left hand side. Theo Williams in the middle, Bogdan breaks to Idahan. Ash might got in on the end of that, but again Bell does well to cover. But again, United,
do you know, Paul, if United's crossing had been as good as some of their other play, they'd have created an absolute stack of chances this afternoon.
A nice little ball there from Moxey to McGavin, a little bit of space. He's got Dylan Crow marauding down the left hand side, little dink ball in. Staunton gets a four out, clears it in, it will cleared for a throw in. Do you know, I was really happy for Bradash last week, Dave, not just to get the goal, but his assist was brilliant as well. And those are the type of balls that you know any team will score from, and I think United, the biggest difference, I was mentioned to Gary in my pre-match interview, the players that you've brought in all have one thing in common: pace, and that's the thing that this team's needed, and it's the thing that's looking like this is becoming a different team, certainly on today's showing, as Dean Moxey will take a long throw from about 5 yards from goal, the left side. I can't even see him, here it comes, going towards the edge of the box, but Staunton's head will get on it, it will break to McGavin, he brings it down. I think some people were looking for a shot there, it comes back out to Moxey's left foot on this left hand side, a low cross from Moxey, and Ashwell, he tries a shot sort of through his legs with he's a back heel into the net, Dave, and it's but to be honest, Brad, if you're getting them in, you're not playing in the National League South.
Tries one of those little step over back heel jobbies. What are they called? Who was that West Ham player that did it once? I've forgotten his name now. Didn't come off.
No, that's a long goal kick. It will go all the way through to Rhys Lovett, as we have played coming up to 65 minutes here at Plainmoor. You're listening to BBC Radio Devon Sport. As a long ball from Crow, looks for Williams, but as expected, he's out jumped by Idahan in the back there. He's had a pretty good game there for me, that one, after a shaky first 10 minutes or so. And it's now Cox down the left hand side trying to build for Yeovil, but again they're forced onto the back foot as United's organisation off the ball.
Yeovil having much more of the ball now and more pressure, and United are now the ones playing on the counter-attack and doing it quite well.
Yeah, well, as I said, this is why with your Williams and De Silvas and even to an extent Dylan Crow in there with that additional little bit of pace, Dave, the counter-attacking game probably, I wouldn't say suits them more, but it certainly adds the option, does it not? That's a little Bell trying to flick it round the corner. Moxey a little bit unsure of himself there and could play himself into trouble here. but being the experienced campaigner that he is, he just puts it into the stand for a throw-in, and we are about to see a debut for Torquay United for Archie Harris. He's a left-sided defender, or a left-sided player. More.
Now this is interesting. Who's he going to replace?
Well,
Dylan Crowe.
Well, I have to be honest, Dave. Well done, Dylan Crowe. I think you've done well today. He's been somebody that I have been critical of a few times in the past, deservedly so, I feel. But I think today, coming in for his first start of the season in a yellow shirt at left wing back, I actually think he's played pretty well. So well done to you, young man.
Well, the fact that Jordan Young is sat on the bench after being taken off is testament to the way Crowe has played. Done a really good job.
Absolutely has, Dave. Credit where it's due. But it will be a throw-in to Yeovil. It will be taken by Bell, I think that is. Looking for movement. Newbley. Throw comes into the box. Newbley will get it on the right-hand edge of the box, but again, the new boy is trying to keep him away there, but the cross might come in from low Everton towards the back post. It does, but good defending there by Dylan De Silva. He matched the run there of Sonny Cox, who was going to have a tap in at the back post. Yeovil have a corner, but well played. De Silva on the back foot, Dave, I thought.
On a very dangerous cross, which had looped over Reece Lovett. And De Silva stuck to his job against Cox, conceded the corner, but that was potentially a goal back for the Glovers.
As the corner comes in, up goes the heads. Asa Hall just about gets it away. It'll come over to the right hand side of the box. Sonny Blue Everton picks it up. He finds Bell behind him, and then Owers is there, and he's got Whittle and acres of space there. Midway inside the Torquay half, a long diagonal ball looking for Newbley, who wins the header, but young Theo Williams gets it slightly clear for Torquay. McGavin helps that on, and eventually Torquay just can't keep control of it, and eventually Dolan just leathers it into his
Well,
own
that wasn't
half,
the worst place for it in the
absolutely.
circumstances. Just put his boot through it and moved it into the opposite half.
Well, as you say, Dave, Yeovil certainly, well, I say building the pressure. They're certainly more in the game, but I think obviously at 2-0, it's, well, you know, every person in football always says it's one of those dangerous score lines, isn't it? You don't know whether to keep going for it or whether to sit back and hold what you have type of thing. At the moment, I think Yeovil are kind of forcing United to do that, to be fair to them, but as you mentioned a few minutes ago, Dave, on the break, I'm not sure United are finished creating, as it's out to this right-hand side to Bell and immediately closed down by Dolan.
It just feels like one of those little spells that United need to get through.
Yeah.
Yeovil have obviously picked up. They're trying very hard to get back in the game. They're having more of the ball, more territorial pressure, and United are. And these things happen in a game. You don't dominate for 90 minutes, do you? And United have just got to see off this little spell. They're still dangerous on the break.
Well, Archie Harris has definitely come over to the left-hand side, Dave, so I'm guessing it's almost probably a like for like's not the best expression, but
I think
he's
it's a back four now, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a back four.
It's
Donnellan, Tomlinson, Moxey and Archie Harris.
Looks like it. As Theo Williams takes it inside the Yeovil half. He just dinks it back there to De Silva, who comes back to Donlan. Looking for movement, Donlan, but he just rolls it back to Lovett, and his clearance will come up towards the halfway line. It will be won by the head of Bell easily enough, and his header will be won by Moxey easily enough, and now Brad Ash has got it. I thought that was a hand there.
Same here.
No, but Brad Ash going down the left-hand side. Bell gets back to cover him, but Staunton's now in possession facing his own goal, but does well enough there and find Owers, who then gives it to Bell. He'll be closed down by the new boy Harris, but eventually, well, you mentioned about Newbley dropping deep, Dave, and here he is almost in the number 6 position there, and he strokes it out to Bell on this right hand side, and Yeovil will look to build, but that ball just goes to nobody. Reece Lovett just needs to be on his guard a little bit here. No chance for Cox getting on the end of that. We've got just over 20 to play here at Plainmore on BBC Radio Devon Sport, and Torquay United currently leading by 2-0 against the division's form side. I know it's not a league game, but there's a long shot. That's a good one, and just wide of the post there. Maguire drew. Well, Reece Lovett kicked that out. It fell straight to Maguire drew. Lovett was about 16 yards from goal, and from the semi-circle, almost on the halfway line, a long shot from Maguire drew. Dave, that was only a couple of feet wide, I think.
Absolutely. Just shows you what can happen in an instant. No danger to United at all. A slightly mishit clearance by Lovett, Maguire drew onto it, immediately looked up, the net is empty, and wow, maybe a foot wide.
Yeah. Well, Sonny Blue Low Everton will depart us, and I think, is it Worthington coming? It is Worthington.
Yeah, for Low Everton. 70th minute.
Yep. Well, Reece Lovett.
That's all three. Are you allowed more than 3 subs in the trophy? I
do you know, I actually don't know the answer to that, Dave. I'm not convinced that you do, actually. Well, Staunton are judged to have been impeded there by, I don't know, is it Ash?
Hall, was it?
No, I think it's Ash's saying it too. Well, I think that was...
But anyway, yeah, what a moment that might have been. United in control, 2-0, and then all of a sudden...
No, that would have been...
One miss hit. It wasn't that bad a clearance, was it, by Lovett, but it was it dropped to Maguire. Drew, as you said, level with the...
It must have been
probably deeper than the D, really, than the centre circle, rather.
45, 50 yards from goal.
Yeah, exactly. I put it down as 45.
Yeah.
And he just had no hesitation in hitting it. And, well, Lovett was...
He was beaten.
He was.
Yeah. Well, I think
not even
Collins
close.
About to come on, Dave.
Yeah.
I think that is.
Lewis Collins.
And it's going to... Yeah, it's going to be for Dylan De Silva. Well, I have to say, well played to you as well, young man. And I think, yeah, Dave, I think we can confirm it is only 3 substitutes in this one. I'm pretty sure it is, so...
People standing up in the grandstand here at Plainmoor and applauding Dylan De Silva off the pitch. Well,
and deservedly so, Dave.
He's played pretty well. Obviously, he scored a spectacular opening goal. I still think his crossing could have been a little bit better. But he's had his injury problems, just back in the side, and that's not a bad way to return.
The heartening thing for me, Dave, from a Torquay perspective, is that De Silva and the likes that have come in today. As Maguire Drew comes forward, he tries look for Newbley down on the right hand side. Excellent covering there though by young Archie Harris there to get the tackle in, and it's a throw in. It's the fact that it's now given the team better options.
And moments after United make that change, all of a sudden Sean Donnellan has gone down in the box and is needing treatment. I wonder what happened there.
Well, I've got a feeling that he's claiming, well, I've got a feeling he's suggesting that he's been elbowed there, Dave.
Well,
is that you can see his arm coming up there?
It was certainly a long, long way away from the play.
I see nothing at all. So
neither did I.
It's but I think to go down there, and I could hear the Yeovil fans behind the goal shouting cheat, cheat, cheat at him as well.
But the point was, United have just made
and Jake Hyde goes scurrying away from
a substitution.
Well, I'll be interested to see when Sean gets back up, Dave, to see if he immediately turns to Hyde. Listen, this is speculation with about 0.1% accuracy in it, more than likely.
And both teams have already made all 3 substitutions, haven't they? Sorry, carry on.
No, well, I think he's kind of suggesting that there's been a collision of some sort between Hyde. Hyde's kind of limping about there. But as I said, I don't want to suggest for a minute there's anything...
Well, we didn't see
that's basically as that simple, Dave. It's... But let's see what Sean Donlan says when he gets up, or suggests when he gets up. But as it stands, 16 minutes left here at Plainmoor.
He's sitting up, but he's not on his feet yet. Yeah, he is now.
I'm
in front of the Babbacombe end goal.
What's he saying? He's pointing at maybe him and well, looks like he's not moving too freely. Well, Donlan was trying to go off behind the goal, and then he decided to walk to the other side of the goal to go off, and the referee stops him. As it stands, it's going to be with just 15.5 to play here at Plainmoor.
It's getting a bit of stick off the Yeovil fans behind that goal.
Yes, well, he looks all right, Dave. So, as I said, I don't know what happened there, but Bell's throw comes into the box. It eventually is headed away by Moxie. Up goes the header. Harris gets that away. It's going to break to Newbley in a good position, but he can't adjust his body to get his shot there. Chance for Newbley. The ironic cheers, Dave, but Newbley found a little bit of space perhaps where he shouldn't have, but then again United were a defender down.
Well, I don't think Donnellan is back. He is back on the pitch, but he's not moving quite as freely as he was before.
Well, neither's Hyde, to be fair, actually, Dave. I thought at first that when Sean was on the floor, he was suggesting there was arm movement there, but I don't think that's the case. But him and Hyde, well, he's just went past.
It was
Hyde.
a coming together.
Yeah, it looks like it, Dave, because it's neither him or Hyde have said anything to each other, like accusing of it happening,
They're
or
both
Hyde
okay.
suggesting it was play acting. But as it stands, United now in the Yeovil half on the left-hand side, and Brad Ash will gain possession. And look at the speed of this new boy. Harris going down there to offer support, but Staunton does well, and Torquay United have a throw-in. There's a little bit of a lull about the ground now, so I think we're coming into the championship round, so to speak. We have got 14 minutes to go, a little bit, 14, just over 14 minutes. Dean Moxey will take the throw-in. It's a long one into the edge of the 6-yard box for Yeovil. Up go the heads, and Asa Hall's head gets on there, and it almost went in. Good save in the end by Day. But again, here comes Harris. He finds Lewis Collins on the right-hand side. He dinks the ball in towards. Good header away by Staunton, though he's played quite well at the back there for a man who's more of a midfielder than a defender in truth. And Yeovil will try to build. But a header there from that throw in from Asa Hall. Dave almost caught everybody.
He has an extraordinary ability, doesn't he?
Dolan does another little step over. It's his third one of the day, but then he runs it out, and then he's unceremoniously kicked by somebody, but the ball was already out of play.
Played well this afternoon, hasn't he, Callum Dolan?
He has.
More than justified Gary Johnson's decision to put him back into the starting lineup. But no, that header by Asa Hall, he just has this ability to get up there and hang and then get his head on it. He's scored countless goals for United over the years like that. And you think, well, he's got no chance of winning that.
Yep.
And he somehow does.
And he usually scores them when they're needed as well, Dave. As McGavin does well there to slow down Newbley trying to come forward. It's going to be a throw-in just inside the Torquay half down the left-hand side, taken quickly to Newbley, but Asa Hall gets him there, dispossesses him, and then bizarrely gives it away to Cox on the left-hand side. He's got support from Newbley further wide, who he now finds. Newbley looking to try and force away into Torquay United's box, but Donlan just stands up. Newbley miskicks it and loses possession, and now Donlan has got it deep inside his own half, and eventually gets it clear, and Worthington sticks out a leg, and Torquay United will have a throw-in.
Well, I don't think we're in the seeing the game out territory quite, but United, they are 2-0 up. They are holding Yeovil as we speak, and they look as if they might have at least 1 foot in the third round of the FA Trophy. The prize money is nothing to write home about. I think the winning team only collects, what, 3,750 quid today, like that, which is all right. It might pay a bill or two, but and it doesn't get much bigger as the rounds go on, but there we are.
Yeah, well, Yeovil now have it.
You'd rather win than lose.
Absolutely. I think this game's more about $3,000 or whatever, Dave. It's about perhaps belief.
Quite.
As Drew comes forward, he looks for the runner bell, and then good tackling there by Harris. It's a good start from him. Archie Harris went down there. Well, Dave, immediately again, I'm not going to pretend I know anything about this lad, but the first thing I do know about him is he looks fairly rapid as well, doesn't he?
Yes, he's got a bit of pace about him.
Yeah,
he looks to have an aggressive attitude.
Yeah.
Obviously, we haven't seen much of him.
I think he's only...
Whether left back is his number one position, or whether he's got a tall lad, isn't he? So
from the information I could garner online, which was limited, Dave, it suggested it was, but he's comfortable anywhere down the left-hand side.
All right.
So I mean, I'll believe it when I see it. But the other thing is, I think he's only 18 years of age.
Yeah, he is.
He's had a tough paper round, doesn't he? It's as Williams tries to get through, but again, Idahan does well to.
Williams hasn't had one of those afternoons that will go down in history, but I've liked the way he's worked, and he's given his teammates in midfield and in defence, he's given them an out ball.
Yep.
And so whenever they've been wanting to stick that ball over the top or into the channels, Williams has always been willing to get after it, and it's a huge plus in any level of football.
Again, Dolan just about picks it up. McGavin tries a very elaborate pass forward there, but Yeovil maybe forced into an error there, but they just about get away with it. Good play there by Owers there, and he is now going to release Whittle coming from the left back position. He's got Cox on the left hand side. Yeovil have got a bit of impetus in this moment here, but Brett McGavin just picks up on a slight miss hit by Cox and could get United on the front foot. Williams just inside the Yeovil half now, surrounded by four, and he's going to go by the lot of the Looks at driving at the edge of the box, and eventually he's pushed down, but well, the referee incredibly has given a free kick against Williams. There is the only thing I can assume that's for, Dave, is he's claiming that he's dived.
Well,
what is that for?
We're not denying that Williams had lost control of the ball. That isn't an issue. He'd overrun the ball, but he was blatantly pushed over from behind. It wasn't even an issue. Mr. Ablett has come up with one or two extraordinary decisions this afternoon. Look, he hasn't spoiled the game. I'm not trying to say that, but wow. I think that was it. It was just a clear look. Play on. There's no way that
I could have
Williams dived then.
A goal kick to Yeovil or whatever, or so on, but a free kick to them. I can't fathom that one out at all, Dave. I don't know what he's suggested that Williams did wrong there. And the only thing would be simulation, and if it was simulation, you would then ask a question: why has he not carded them? But well, as I said, I'd like to hear the explanation for that one. As a long goal kick comes all the way through to Rhys Lovett. We are into the final 8.5 minutes almost here at Plainmoor. Thank you for joining us here on BBC Radio Devon Sport. This FA Trophy match, which on the face of it perhaps some people might not think that important, but at the moment, from a Torquay United perspective, I actually think it could turn out to be, or it's got potential to turn out to be a turning point in the season as another long ball comes through looking for Newbley, but Lovett will mop that up easily enough and throws it to Moxey.
I'm sure Yeovil fans will say we'd rather be 9 points clear at the top than in the third round of the FA Trophy, but
absolutely,
you can only do what's out in front of you, can't you? And United have played really well today. Much better than they did in the league game, which isn't hard, admittedly, or shouldn't have been hard. And as things stand, they're going to win this match and inflict a very rare defeat on the Glovers.
It's them trying to come forward there as Cox trying to get into the box, but again Harris does really well. Now Maguire drew on the edge of the box. They're going to try another curling shot. He does, and the referee, well, surely he's not given a free kick for handball there, Dave. That is ludicrous from the referee. Well, Maguire Drew's shifted a little bit, Dave. He's went to take a left foot shot. Donlan is standing, 4 feet away from him, probably being generous at that.
Unbelievable decision.
And the referee, well, the shot deflected off.
He didn't have a decision to make then. There was no decision to make. The shot has hit. What does he do? What does he do? What does he do from there? He's just gone to close him down. His hands are down by his side. The shot has hit one of his hands, and Mr. Ablett has given a free kick for handball.
Well,
it's 4 yards outside the 18-yard box, so we're looking like 22 yards, something like that.
Yeah, just probably on the edge of the D, the right edge of the D. Lovett again, inviting him to go to Lovett's left-hand side. It will be the left foot of Maguire Drew. United got 5 in the wall. It's dinked over and it's went up and past the post, and the ironic cheers I feel are deserved there, because I just, again, Dave, I don't often like to be overly critical of officials there, but sometimes common sense still plays a part in football, and let's be quite honest, we've not seen a huge amount of that today.
Well, you know, don't get me wrong, if Denellen had sort of tried to, you know, his arms had been out from his side, then you'd go, well, maybe. I mean, but he was at point blank range and his hands were down by the side of his body and it's hit one of his arms.
That's the way I've seen it, Dave, to be honest.
Gracious.
Maybe you and I want to see it like that, but I'm fairly sure that's a pretty accurate description. As Idahan has got it in the back line for Yeovil, plays it forward, finds Cox, who drops off well. Yeovil still trying to come forward, good turn, hold up play by Heidi, finds Cox on the left hand side, trying to drive towards United's penalty area, but his cross is hopeful and in turn hopeless. And with just over 5 minutes to go here at Plainmoor,
322 away supporters is 1,740, 1740. Thank you very much for your...
I think correctly held.
I think that's a pretty good attendance in the circumstances. I don't think there'll be many more in the FA Trophy, up around 1,700.
Oh, sorry, Dave. Yeah,
Callum Dolan. Yeah.
Given man of the match, and if I got that crowd correct, I think he said
1740.
40 was it? I thought he said
1740 and 322 Glovers fans here.
I heard that. Yeah. No, as you said, Dave.
I'm going to sign off now and do my written report for the Torquay Weekly's website. So,
well, Dave, let's hope your headline says Torquay United make it through to the next round. We've got 5 minutes, but thank you again for your efforts today, Dave.
Good luck for the last few minutes.
Cheers. We have got 4.5 minutes of normal time to play here at Plainmoor, and Torquay United through Dolan, forcing Yeovil back to their keeper. That ball took a bobble there. It comes to the new boy Harris, looking for movement. He tries to cut inside, but Maguire Drew gets a foot in, and now Frank Newbley's got it back to Bell, and now to ours in midfield. But again, Torquay United, to be fair, their organisation off the ball today has been fairly impressive, and Bell is forced to come up the right hand side himself, but well tracked back there by Dolan, given the stadium man of the match probably for that goal as much as anything. But now Newbley's got it. Dink ball looking for Cox on the left edge of the box. Cox facing up against Donlan. Donlan doesn't dive in anything rash, just forces Cox back the way to Whittle on the left hand side, and over again there, and it's now into the edge of the box to Cox. But again, everything's back to goal for the moment at Yeovil, and Torquay United as comfortable as you can be, and they force Worthington into a hopeful pass, again looking for the supporting Cox there on the left hand side, and it goes harmlessly out for a throw in. I don't think we'll have a huge amount of additional time for this one. Can't remember too much in the second half. Donlan obviously down for a little bit, but the referee kind of told him to get off the park, and we played on. Maybe one of the things the referee has got right today. As again, United, the long throw goes up towards the Yeovil halfway line's a bit of head tennis going on. Collins wins one of those and eventually breaks to a Yeovil player, and Maguire Drew's got it, and he's got Bell supporting on the right hand side. A chance for Yeovil to get a cross in, but good cover there again by Harris. He really does look to have a fair amount of pace about him, and he eventually gets a toe in there, and he wins. No, he doesn't. He concedes a throw in to Yeovil, but again, good tracking back there by the new boy, and it's going to be Zach Bell down that right hand side with the throw in for the Glovers. Most of their fans still here, not being as noisy as they were in the league game. Understandably, it looked like a full throw to me. A lot of Torquay fans claim for it, and Dolan goes in and puts in a fairly strong challenge against Bell to concede another throw in. Well, as somebody, I don't know if you could pick that up, somebody said behind me, that's a proper challenge. He won the ball cleanly, but let him know he's there at the same time. And this time Bell will change his throw into a long one, which will probably come into the Torquay United box. He's about 12 yards from goal from what I can see. Here it comes, but he misthrows that as well. Staunton eventually gets on the end of it, gets it back to Bell. He's got time to get across in, but Brad Ash, to be fair to him, comes over and closes down. And with 2 minutes of normal time to play here at Plainmoor, Yeovil have a corner, but they are 2-0 down. And it's going to be the left foot of Maguire Drew from the right hand side. It will be an in-swinger. Yeovil have got Newbley, Staunton, I can see in there. Bell, I think's went in. No, he's come back. It's going to be the left-footed corner towards the near post. Donlan reads that easily enough, heads it straight back out for another corner. So 30 seconds have passed and we'll do it all again. So we are now almost 90 seconds away from the end of normal time. Maguire Drew given the instructions, but I think the instruction he needs to hear from his own team and his manager is get on with it. He's taking his time here. Eventually here it comes, another one to the near post, and again Donlan reads it, and again Donlan puts it out, and this time it's a throw in. That's pretty poor from Maguire Drew. Quick throw in to Newbley, and eventually it breaks nicely to Maguire Drew. He dinks it in, but the head of Asa Hall gets it away to the edge of the box, headed back by Whittle, but now Dolan gets it, but he's immediately robbed there by the ever industrious Worthington, who's now got it back, looking to break forward for, well, he's trying to get in between two players, and Dolan, well, he's picked up a yellow card there. Dolan, he kicked the ball away, but I think in truth he was going to get that yellow for repetitive fouling according to the referee, and in the 90th minute Dolan picks up a yellow card. I personally think that was for repetitive fouling, but anyway, it's a free kick, diagonal one. It goes off, the header comes in, and Yeovil have got one back, and I'm not sure who that went in off. It might have been an own goal. I didn't see who that went in. It might have been a new boy Harris that's went in off, but the reality is that with 20 seconds to go here at Plainmoor, Yeovil are back in it. I will confirm the goal scorer in a second. I think it might have been unfortunate for the new boy Archie Harris. I didn't catch the scorer there, but the one thing I can confirm, yeah, I think I've just had it confirmed from my BBC colleagues from Somerset. Thank you for that. It was an own goal from Harris as Newbley comes up with the right hand edge of the box, tries to get it across. All of a sudden there's a different atmosphere about Plainmoor. I think we're going to have 5 minutes additional time as Yeovil try to build everybody in the Torquay United half, as Staunton looks to bail out on this right hand side. Well, what was a pretty comfortable day from Torquay could be a painful 4 or so minutes. I think it was 5 on the board as again Yeovil launch it forward. The ball goes all the way to back, chance to get it across. Maguire drew, but good header away by Moxie, and it will come to Williams, and he just clears it up and into the pop side. We have 4 minutes left of additional time if indeed the 5 was correct. Torquay United 2, Yeovil Town 1. I can confirm it was debutant Archie Harris that came off. It wasn't a mistake by the boy, it was pretty unlucky as Yeovil drive again forward. They've got the ball on the left hand side, the low cross tries to come in, and their fans are letting their voices be heard as they have a corner kick down their left hand side, which Maguire Drew will take. You're listening to BBC Radio Devon Sport. Torquay United 2, Yeovil Town 1. An unfortunate own goal from debutant Archie Harris has brought the away side back in it just a few seconds ago, and now they have another corner which will be taken by Maguire Drew up towards the back edge of the 6-yard box. Up go the heads, it's going to break a Torquay way, and Brad Ash has got a chance to get his team forward up the park, but he can't keep control of it, and Staunton wins it, and he just needed to get up it. Good tracking back by Ash, and the referee has given another free kick against Torquay United. You can hear what the fans think of that. That looked as clean as day tackle there. The referee decides not, and with just under 3 minutes to go, Maguire Drew, 10 yards from the right hand side, 35 yards from goal, has got a chance to put one into the Torquay United box. Here comes a free kick with the left foot. It's going to be a Torquay head that wins it. It is a Torquay head that wins it. It comes to Bell, the deepest Yeovil player, back out to the right hand side. Maguire Drew comes back in on the left foot past Dolan. Another cross ball and another header away from Torquay. And now Dolan, if he can get this right, could break away, but he slips, can't keep his feet, and Bell's got it, and Yeovil will be coming back again as Maguire Drew with the left foot dinks another ball into the box. Up go the heads. Lovett's got to come out and claim this. It's a punch rather than a catch to the edge of the box. Cox looking for it. Thought that was a high foot there, but Torquay breaking away. Lewis Collins doing really well, and unfortunately, well, the referee doesn't say it hit his hands, and Collins keeps possession, and eventually he's trying to buy a foul, and he comes back to Donlan. Donlan does well to skip past one, then another, but gives it away, and now here comes Worthington towards the edge of the box. He's got Staunton on the left hand side, dinked in, but McGavin gets the head away, and United playing themselves into trouble. But what a finish to this match. 1 minute 45 seconds just over to go. It will be Bell with a long throw from the left hand side now, and Yeovil got everybody, well, bar one up there, and it's going to be Bell's throw. Everybody back for United. Here comes the throw. Up go the heads. It's what misses by Asa Hall, but can he just about get it clear? It comes to Ash, and eventually the referee decides that it's a free kick to Torquay United for a foul on Asa Hall, and that could, if Torquay United play this correctly, be Yeovil's last chance. They've certainly taken complete control of this game in the last 15 minutes or so. They were fortunate to get back into it. Their manager Mark Cooper down there saying, well, basically I think he wants to play a 1-1-8 at the moment. That's the only chance they've got getting back into it. But it's going to be a free kick from Rhys Lovett, and surely he will play this deep inside the Yeovil half. He was almost caught out with a clearance from open play, which Maguire Drew took a shot from 45-50 yards from. Well, the referee's, no, he's threatening to book Lovett. The linesman's telling Lovett it's one place, the referee the other. He's threatened to book him. He's now put his hands up with the watch, and eventually with 35 seconds to go, the right foot of Rhys Lovett will put this into the Torquay sky. There it goes. Yellow Army are the chance around Torquay. Good one header there by Ash. Will it break a Yeovil way? It does break a Yeovil way, but Bale's forced back to Day in the goal. 20 seconds now to go. United trying to close down that long clearance. Yeovil got about 6 people up in this attack. Tomlinson wins it, but it only breaks through Staunton on just outside the edge of the box. Back to Newbley. He's looking for movement as well. It now comes to Worthington. Good little ball down through to Newbley's shot. Comes across just wide of the post, and Yeovil almost get it at the end there. Newbley's shot from about 6 yards from a wide angle, and Cox couldn't make it up to tap it in, and it looks like Torquay United will see this one out. But a real heart-stopping moment for the Plainmore faithful there. Virtually everyone has stayed here, and fair play to the Yeovil fans, they have as well. Frank Newbley almost come back to haunt his former side for the second time this season. We are now 28 seconds into over the 5 minutes additional time. Yellow Army the chance, Rhys Lovett with his right foot, and surely the referee will put an end to this one sooner rather than later. It makes it the halfway line. Asa Hall push, but the referee says not. And then just an unceremonious clearance from Collins, and Yeovil have a throw in midway inside their own half. Gary Johnson has the ball. He eventually gives it to Bell. The referee again checking his watch. It's a long throw there, up goes the head of Harris. It comes to McGavin, gives it to Harris, and he just clears it deep into the Yeovil half. Williams might challenge for this, but easily headed away by Idaho, and then Harris again gets the ball forward. The crowd screaming for full time here. 6 minutes 10 seconds played of what we thought was going to be 5 minutes. Torquay United 2, Yeovil Town 1 in this FA Trophy match. And again, Harris heads it clear, but it's going to be another throw into Yeovil on the halfway line almost. I can't see Bell, he's got it now. It'll be a long throw from deep. The referee's still allowing this to go. Up goes the head of Moxie, deflects off a Yeovil player. Moxie gets it, eventually clears it, and the referee has put his whistle to his lips. And Torquay United have recorded a big result in their season as runaway leaders of the National League South on a really impressive unbeaten run. Well, that has now come to an end as Gary Johnson's Torquay United have beaten Yeovil by 2-1, and truthfully over the 90 minutes it's a deserved victory for the home side as well. Admittedly, Yeovil did make quite a few changes, but they still had a pretty strong team out, and Torquay United have managed to hold on. They started the first half in fantastic fashion. In truth, Torquay United has a long diagonal ball from the halfway line on the left side. Found Dylan De Silva on the right side. He controlled it, brought it down with the right foot, drove into the box, turned in on his left foot, and beautifully from about 12 yards stroked a low shot past Day in the goal to give the home side an absolutely dream start. The first half was mainly Torquay United. After 16 minutes, a shot by Brad Ash from 20 yards was saved by Day, and then 6 minutes later another Brad Ash shot from 20 yards went just wide. However, 28 minutes gone and Yeovil began to start asking some question as Dawes from their left hand side found some space just outside the box. He took a left foot shot, but Rhys Lovett turned it round the post, and Torquay United managed to see out the first half, going in there 1-0 up. And the second half started in a similar fashion for Torquay United as man of the match Dolan took control of the ball about 25 yards from goal. He was looking to fashion a chance on his left foot, but he did a lovely little turn, skinned a couple of defenders, and with the right foot a low shot went into the bottom corner to give United a 2-0 lead. A brilliant turn by Dolan on the edge of the box just 4 minutes later, seeing his weak shot saved enough, but then in truth Yeovil started coming back into it, and right on the 90th minute a ball into the box took an unfortunate deflection off of Archie Harris, Torquay United's debutant, and all of a sudden Yeovil had a way back into this game. However, their pressure couldn't build and Torquay United managed to hold out. It's been a big day here at Plainmore for Gary Johnson as his side have reversed the league. It's a full time here of Torquay United 2, Yeovil 1.